Okay. Hello to Slay the Princess. I am like 90% sure. It's the last episode. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's make sure this is loud enough for you guys. I'm about to turn it down later though. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yeah, we've
You're
done this
here
a
to
lot.
slay her.
Like
If
a
you
lot
don't,
of.
it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me.
It's all part of the job.
I kind of thanked him for the last time. He may not know what he did, but last time, he was the ultimate homie. He was like, okay, he's like, you know what, bro? I'm not gonna stop you this time. I'm not gonna stop you. Go. And that's the homie we need in life. The bro, when you go to a girl, he doesn't stop you and go, you can't see the girl. He goes, get him, tiger.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Oh shoot, yeah, and by the way, if you've been watching the whole series, I don't know if anybody has, but yeah, the reason these two are uploaded on a Friday instead of a Wednesday is because the Edith Finch series is starting. So I decided to start that on Wednesdays now.
A warning,
So,
before you go any further.
just for anybody who's wondering.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
What if I do? Huh? Huh?
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Well,
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
if I told you, I did. Okay. I proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Okay.
The blade is your implement.
Okay. So we've been taking the blade a lot, I think, except for the last episode. I mean, I'm not thinking, So, what I'm thinking is we don't take the blade. And
The door to the basement
I would like,
cracks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
yeah. I like how it's also going to think that we don't have a, what's it called? I'm sorry. I forgot to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb during this recording, so, yeah.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
So one thing
You're
is,
playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I hate his long pauses, let me tell you. I start talking. One thing is that I'm trying to play this funny. Because I know one of the options is lie to her. Just from previously doing this, I remember that. It's hard to bring myself to do that somehow. Like, knowing what happened. And it's like knowing that the character and the voice of the hero remembers it. It's very hard to say a lie or be cruel now after seeing that. This is what I think what makes this game so beautiful is that they paint everything you do in such a way with such emotion. Like, you can tell. Sorry, I dropped something I was messing with. But, you can tell how much care is put in the game. I go, since this final episode, I will put the link to the Steam into the game, if, you know. And please, put your support. I've watched this, and I got it from a friend, and I was thinking, there's no way this is going to hit me as hard as it did when I first watched it. It hits you harder. Because while playing, you go totally different directions. Like, I watched the Markiplier one, so I watched his. This is going completely different. So I have no idea, and I am shocked at how many tier 3s I'm getting. 3s. So if I get another 3, this might not be the end. Because I don't want to make it like an hour 40. Because what some people, I know Markiplier did, he cut the part where you're in the long quiet. I don't know if everybody does it, because I've only seen his. I'd probably go figure it out. But I want to keep that. It doesn't affect you guys that much, seeing it or not seeing it. But to me, I like it. Because it's such a calming presence. To me, it's like, I think of Slay the Princess as a piece of music, right? And every part is like a crescendo and a decrescendo. That when you get to the ending of one, you're crescendoing up, and I don't want to end on the crescendo. I like to end at the end of the decrescendo, which is the long quiet. It is the slow tone down of it. It is intense, and then it gets resolved, but it's taken away. Her getting taken away by the Shifting Mount, or the final form of the princess, which her title is the Shifting Mount, if you haven't seen this, but I doubt it. I think you've all probably seen it, and, you know, but, fuck, I'm crying. Damn. I'm a wizard with words. Let's just continue. I don't want to blabber on too long for you guys, but
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I love that's my only option to just hold software. I do feel like, though, that if there is only one option you can feasibly do, I feel like you should just do it. Like, it should be just like, well, hold on, let's talk first. Her response. Of course, if you don't know that's the only option, I get why, but I feel like it would have been pretty cool if, like,
Okay.
like, see, that, it was like the narrator said, yeah, let's talk for, it's like, why are you talking to her first, or something. But I get why. I'm not here to critique the game. No, I'm not doing that. No. Okay, wow. I just look at her and I go, I don't trust you. I'm getting the blade. Oh, I thought that said if I'm in the first person for a hot sec. It's like, whoa. I'm thinking, I'm sorry, reading's all in my head is, but, something, what's your name? It's a simple opener. I don't know why I'm thinking so hard about this, and I haven't been, but it's just,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
I think they would just call you I'm not... Yeah, you said the dresser's princess. I don't know anything. Yeah. So, one thing I know about the game is that she conforms to your thoughts. So, this line, blah, 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 I think this would lead into something where she would end the world. Because I think that was brought up, I don't remember. But, normally, she conforms to your idea. Except for, I think, the Happily Ever After one. That one, she was just a puppet for a little. Arguably, I think I said it there, but it is I think it's only as good. I think it's good, but I think what can make it so good is if it's like your sixth or fifth. I think it's sixth or fifth. I forget. If it's towards the end of your journey, that's when I think it's the most powerful. Because especially if you've been violent to her, it shows that there is still peace. That peace and kindness is still an option, no matter what pain has befallen you too. In this harmonious dance, this orchestral piece of art. Yeah, let's ask her.
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
Okay.
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Something is, the narrator is like a more unique character. I think the narrator spouts honey and sugar. If you don't get this, what basically I'm saying is, I don't want to assume anybody does or doesn't, but if you do, great. If you don't, here's your explanation. I think the narrator says what he thinks will get us to go. So, like, to attract, I'm just gonna go with bees. I don't know. I've started a Grounded series on the buffoons. I'll link, but bees have been on my mind. But you can't attract a bee with I'm trying to think of something that's not too outland. You have to attract a bee with pollen or honey. You cannot attract a bee with something less. So he has to say what he thinks. He might not even think that. So, a lot of talking, not much work getting done.
Or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
I want the truth. I think the truth, I mean, this is obvious, but the truth is a lot better than the right answer. Because the right answer is what you want to hear, the truth is what you need to hear. So, I use an example I heard. It's, people should not tell people with disabilities they can do whatever they want. Because people do, and they end up broken. You should tell them the truth, and the truth may hurt, but the truth can fix more. Like, and it goes to this, in trusting someone, the right answer will give you brief trust. Because you're like, I want to hear that. The truth, I'll use like an apology. Let's say someone apologizes to you and they just say all the right words. They say them. They say what you want to hear. There is still that inklet of distrust. But if someone tells you the honest truth, like they didn't go on a spiel on, like, and they're not doing it out of necessity. Like, they're doing it because they want to apologize. Like, I'll use YouTubers. YouTubers will apologize, not because they find it right, but because they need to. Some people have no other career alternatives other than YouTube if they do it. So, they have to. They have to say the right words. They have to keep their PR. I would prefer a YouTuber go, I did this. You guys didn't know I did this. But here's what happened. I think that is so much more powerful and can create a much stronger bond within the community to that creator. I'll use DanTDM. He didn't do anything, but I'm saying if DanTDM has a strong bond to his community, that's obvious. But his bond comes from his personality and his connection and the nostalgia tied with DanTDM. DanTDM is who a lot of kids grew up watching. A lot of Gen Z grew up watching, me included. So he's that. But yeah. And this was with a lot of YouTubers. But like, let's say, Logan Paul, SS Sniper Wolf. Their apologies were nothing but a PR stunt. But let's say this YouTuber did something. I don't know. Let's say a YouTuber is in contact with a minor. If they are up front saying, I was in contact with a minor, I didn't know they were a minor, sorry, and no one knew about it. Yes, it's bad, but it is better if they tell you.
It's not like you'd believe me.
But if they tell you and you don't find out, because I think it's the shock of it. No, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, going on a spiel, guys. I spent most of this time talking. Sorry, I've just been like in the I don't know, mood for that kind of stuff recently. No idea why. Where's...
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Just curious.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Well, it is.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Oh?
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Yeah. Fair bet. I can't see him. So, it's hard. Because it's easier to trust someone when you can see them and you can see how their body reacts. I guess I'll do this one. But I don't actually think you do.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world? don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Sorry, I feel like I've said something about this, so I'm not gonna say something about it now. But there is something I could say to it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
Yeah, that we
So
are.
this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
Beats me, I'm asking you that question, man.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
True that.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust.
Yeah, it is.
This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Yeah, but if she wasn't a monarch... Yes. There's no other option that I like. I don't like any of these. Because one of those, I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed there for a while and just kept you company? Maybe everybody could be happy. I'm going to keep you locked away down here. I'm sorry, I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up. I think I'll do this to see if I can.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs.
It's quiet.
It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Just you, bud.
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
That's what the, yep. That's what the guy in the trench coat told me. Oh, that's it. That's all I got. Well, let's finish this then.
Dart to the corners of the room. You don't see
I can
her.
tell that, bud. But look up.
Where is she?
Look up. Look around, actually. Oh,
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
let's do it.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
God damn it. We're venturing into the shadow.
You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense lying useless beside you. in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back.
So I would like to point out that earlier we saw he was able to tear his own chest open with his claws. So he could very easily just slice her open.
This is the end.
Thank you for listening to my TED
Isn't
Talk.
it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Damn. Fuck. I don't want the beast.
You're on a path
I've had it.
in
I've
the
seen
woods. And at the end of that
It's
path
okay.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay.
Oh, okay.
Don't you
Oh,
start
okay, now.
grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is if he doesn't remember what happened, then if he doesn't remember what happened. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up.
We're just gonna proceed to the cabin.
A warning. Before she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She
Well,
could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
not what we see, dog.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously.
Well,
Maybe.
you're not. You're just what we hear, not what we smell. What's he telling us? Like, you smell a sweet aroma, flowers.
The interior of the
Ooh.
cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time. Wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I don't think this is the one I was thinking of.
The blade is your implement.
There's no way.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We're going to approach the mirror.
You walk up to the... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone.
Well, we're taking the blade,
You took
cause
the blade from the table.
if this
It
is
would be
the one,
difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
if this is the one I'm thinking of, I'm thinking it's the beast, so the big monster. We're gonna need the blade. If it's not, I've just.
The door to the basement
It
creaks
is.
open,
It is. I
revealing
recognize
what's
it.
left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of
There's a
holes.
hole.
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
Nuh-uh.
She sounds almost feral, impatient.
Yeah.
Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last
is the one
step
I was
gives way
thinking
to
of,
the damp
okay.
earth floor of a starlit
Can
pit.
just.
The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
Okay.
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
Buddy. Look right ahead of ya. Look right ahead of ya. You see this? You see this? No, you
see
don't.
Only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her.
Okay then.
Remember, she's just a princess.
That is not a princess.
She is certainly not just a princess.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
He's helping bunches.
It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does.
That's okay.
Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
I'm not terrified.
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
Yeah, it will.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now. You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
Well,
so she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
we make her go the other way, and then we go to the escape. We don't have to kill each other. Stop hiding, a little showy. No, we run through the stairs. We're dead. What do you want? We don't want. We'll do. Yeah. Sorry. We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? We could get out of here on your own. But wouldn't you have already left?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
I'm a very reasoning type of
At least
guy.
she's upfront about her intentions.
Yeah, that's fair. We run for the stairs. We're dead. Without giving me that option, you could try it. Just grab the knife and just. I mean, I want an epic fight if we're here. I'll fight the beast.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
Well, I can't see you,
She
but
knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
I really wish we snagged a torch from the earlier places. Just set ablaze this entire room. Like, go to the, when she goes the other way, go to the stairs, fire, set fire to the room.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else.
Okay.
We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive.
So I don't know what the back foot is in fighting. I can probably get an assumption it's like on your back foot. I'm gonna look it up. That's not right. Sorry. My thing's being mean to me. The back foot mean. Here we go. So, I think I'm reading this right. So like we're outmaneuvered by a her. So since we're outmaneuvered, we're on the back foot. And like we feel threatened and we're acting defensively. Or kinda the two things I'm seeing.
It doesn't matter.
So that's what I thought
if
it
we survive,
was.
If it
Just wanted to make
eventually
sure.
kills us, we need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
So that's another thing I read is that being on the back foot, normally an aggressor wants to keep you on the back foot for as long as possible, so the hero knows this. We
have the blade. I assume all she has are nails and teeth. Let's use our advantage.
Yeah, that's like a bunch of mini blades. I don't think...
Steel Claw is small and she is large. It's dangerous to fight back. It should only be a last resort.
Yeah, it is. No. You know how curious I am to see what happens if we play dead? I feel like she would just walk over and devour us. So I'm gonna survive.
Spin to a new patch of jungle. barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
Now we're running for the
Now's our
stairs.
chance. Quick. And then what? We need a plan. We need to figure out something. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive.
Yeah.
As you turn to sprint for the stairs, you feel the air shift. You instinctively glance behind you just in time to see the princess lunge from the shadows, more unhinged and dripping,
Ooh.
eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured. I
Ooh.
guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it.
Oh.
You are in a dark,
Oh!
a thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your
Stab!
lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
Take the blade. Cut through her. Let's do this, boys.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Okay.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
I like how we just haven't cut through her yet, guys.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here?
Kill yourself.
Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something.
Finally.
You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for
No!
ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that. That is a bad thing to do.
Yep, dig with the steel claw.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling.
The cage is still locked.
You
Keep
slice
digging.
again, deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart. The pulling returns to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
Where is it? Quickly. Slay the princess.
Though your body is dissolving, eroding into unrecognizable shapes. Your will drives it forward.
Ah.
You have a target, and you will strike it.
We're too late, aren't we? This isn't survival. This is spite.
No,
Oh!
it's something better. It's fulfilling a noble destiny. Your lone functioning arm lashes out, stabbing up towards the princess's heart.
So you found a way to kill me. Then we'll die together. And I will see you again soon.
With those
That's
prophetic
okay.
words, you do not draw another breath. Your body tangled and melting in the cooling folds of the princess's flesh. Everything goes dark, and you die.
See, took him long enough. She didn't seem that big, though. Like, I feel like we could have, you know...
But at least you've saved the world.
Oh.
I hope.
The Wild? Bro! What is with me?
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Well, this is new. This is very new. New cursor?
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third?
No.
That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
Ah!
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh, I like that. I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
Bitch.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart, and we can be so much more still, vast, unfathomable.
You're not mad at us for stabbing you in the heart, are you?
No. Are you mad at me for swallowing you whole?
Yeah, kinda.
Nah, not really. It all seems so petty right now.
No, I'm kind of mad about that. It hurt as fuck. I hurt bad as fuck. You know? I don't think you imagine it feels like it being dissolved by acid. Like, her death, compared to ours is way worse. Like, we got eaten alive. What happened to her? She got stabbed in the heart. Just saying.
Ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
Yeah?
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Okay. So, I feel like I broke the game in a way. I know this is a thing, but like... So this is 1,000% not the last episode. I didn't even know this existed. I don't think anybody, not a soul did, not even the creators. It has its own will now, but fine. Wherever we are right now, it is an abomination. Okay, narrator. How do I stop
You
her?
can start by remembering that you exist, and not as some part of a Gestalt entity formed with the princess.
Cool
You
beans!
exist as your own self, complete with your own physical body separate from hers.
I'm not so sure about that. We were something like that once, but now?
And if thinking about that isn't enough to startle you back to reality, consider this.
Okay.
The princess ate you last time. Stop passively vibing with a literal predator and remember that you're enemies. Remember what she's done to you
That isn't.
and how much it hurt.
That's an insane statement. Like, dude, that's a predator, bro!
We can't go back
Oh,
to that.
hold on.
We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
See, I'm starting to think the background isn't trees, and it might be me being slow. But I think those might be nerves and blood vessels, now that I'm thinking about it.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Okay, I think this might be the one of the
can feel
longer
it thumping.
episodes, guys.
A heartbeat.
Okay.
Like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
That's really tooly to me.
Don't look at it!
Oh. Oh, mama. Wow. Okay.
I think we should hear out whatever it is that's trying to be heard. I
Mm-mm.
like to take all options into account before
Mm-mm.
making any big decisions, and
He's right.
what's the harm in just listening?
Damn it, he's right. Bury it? Is that bury in terror? Bury it now! Before it's too late. Ooh, pretty heart. Okay. Now, start with the cracks. We're gonna kick us into high gear here. I don't wanna do your month. I talked clocks in the beginning. So, we get into heart and terror, or bury it now. Now, burying it now before it's too late to me is very vague. Gaze into the terror and in your heart is very obvious. We're gazing into what fears us in our heart. Bury it now could be anything. Burying the feeling, burying our mind, burying ourself, even burying the connection with the princess. There's so many. So, given how this one is more just precise, and I see this going horribly. Let's do it.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
Mate, I remember you dancing under the stars, mate. That's how I remember the princess. When I think of Slay the Princess, that's the first thing I think of, I'll be honest. I don't think of the tragedy. I think of the happiness. I guess I can say it like Romeo and Juliet, but no. Romeo and Juliet, I remember, oh, happy dagger, use thy as thy sheath.
And
'Cause-
just like that, you start to fall apart.
Just like me at 3 a.m. Yeah!
I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten.
Ooh.
I'd forgotten how much it burned. And the air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all.
People only care when it helps them. Some people, not all.
All of that digging with the knife, and we didn't even get to win. That was hard work. I wanted to win. And what's the point of being part of a larger whole if we're not the one in charge of that whole?
Okay, I don't agree with that. Ooh. After this part, I stopped. I was like, that's agreeable. And he kept going. I'm like, I don't agree with that. Yeah, like, does the wave in the ocean feel like it's less? You know, it can't control it? Well, no, it can't think, but if it could, no. It's an integral piece of everything. Without the waves, you don't have an ocean. Without the ocean, you don't have the wave. They're dependent on one another, and without one another, they fall apart.
As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
No, I devoured you. I won. I put things back the way they were supposed to be.
Okay.
Some division, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
By the way, I got an achievement, so my Steam will open. I wanna look at it. I'm curious myself on what that. The achievement's called The Wound. It's some tales can never be mended. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, it gave me duplicates. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, me mama.
A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself blade in hand, exactly where you used to be.
Okay. I know I'm trying to speed run this, but I don't think I can leave this be. One, this is, in my opinion, the coolest one. Not my favorite, the coolest. This is cool visuals.
At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
I feel empty, don't you?
Yeah, you're missing every other organ but a heart.
I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live.
Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Okay. Me as a person, I don't like being a big leader guy. I don't. I don't want to be king on the hill. I'd rather be just on the hill. You know, it's like, some things like, would you want to be God and not be able to see it? Because, you know, the thing with being a king is that, and high in power, is that you can't find those human interactions needed. Okay, and you get to see that. You don't get to see the okay. It's those humans interactions, which you lose. And I don't want to go on a spiel.
You know you have to.
Okay. This is a tough decision for me personally. Because this went totally out of left field from what the Beast normally is to me. So, I'm going to read these, and this is going to be like an hour-long episode. Maybe. I never wanted to kill you. Not really. But we can't be doing the same thing as each other. I have to put an end to whatever happens to us. Cut her free. Or do we slay her? So, she can't devour us now. But she's gonna die. And fuck. I hate making decisions. Okay. My heart is telling me to cut her free. There is a basis in knowing that there is love can be found. I think no longer can it be, but the pain and sorrow must come to an end. The only way to end it is not through death, but for freedom.
You devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming. And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Ignore him. His words only confuse us. Just do it.
He's weak. Thinks he can boss us around when he doesn't have any authority. We're clearly the ones with authority around here, so we can do whatever we like.
I don't like the Optimist. I think he's my least favorite voice. The Smitten is a very close second. But the Smitten I find interesting and intriguing, and his the Smitten's not. All the ones I didn't get would be a second. The Smitten, I think the Smitten and the Hunted are my favorites. The Smitten because just what he did, I find it so cool. That heartbeat's loud. I'm sorry, guys. I'm turning that down. I didn't realize how loud that was. If it's been killing your guys' ears. But let's keep going.
You're tired, aren't you?
But he was too blinded by love. The hero is the voice of the hero is a mix of every voice rolled into one entity. And I like to think whenever we see another voice, it's like the hero is there's the plant, the seed, the flower bloomed. But every other voice is like a leaf, and that leaf, no, every other one's like a petal. And it's, whenever we're seeing it, it's that petal unflooring. And then because we reset, you know, but...
No, I'm not. I'm... Fine. Whatever. You cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
I didn't think you would do that after everything. It's so cold without you.
Okay, so I think my story in Slay the Princess has been a crescendo. I was very wrong. This has to be another episode. Comes out soon.